making mountains out of molehills. More often than not, I find that the story you tell about the work is greater and much more complex than actually doing the work itself. Too often we build up in our heads this concept of everything that is required, all this work that needs to be done, how difficult it will be, how hard it will be, how much it will take on, all this kind of stuff. And yet, if we actually just got the fuck in and did it, we'd find most of the time that it's really straightforward, that it's really simple, and that it wasn't as bad as we thought it would be. Most of the time, the complexity, the difficulty, the scariness that comes with doing the work is all in our fucking head. That we find that we are much, much more capable of, well, greatness once we actually get in and do the work. The thing that was holding us back is us. The thing between our two ears. That's the thing that is stopping you from, well, achieving the things that you want to achieve, from doing the stuff that you know you want to do, that you are capable of doing. It's all in your head. It's all the stories that you keep telling yourself. It actually has very little to do with your skill, with your capacity, with all that. More dreams have been killed from overthinking and overplanning than will ever be ended from lack of potential and skill. Especially when we talk about health and fitness. Especially when we are talking about making a change to our health, our fitness, our workout, our nutrition, all this kind of stuff. You are way overcomplicating it. You are adding way too much anxiety to it. If you just actually got stuck in, if you actually stepped up and did the work, I think you'd be shocked, literally shocked, at how far you can get. And don't get me wrong, I get it. There is so much in this world that it's confusing to know where to start. Like it is. Everyone under the sun has a different opinion, and there are different ways to do it. And do I think my way is the best and the fastest? I do. I honestly do. Does that mean those other ways don't work? Absolutely fucking not. But I think mine is the most effective. It's the simplest to understand, and it's the simplest to execute. It's not easy. Simple and easy aren't the same fucking thing. It's not easy. It's simple, and it's straightforward, but it will change the game for you on so many levels. On the physical capacity, on the discipline capacity, on the grit capacity. This is about changing your life through health and fitness. That's what we're fucking here for. To demand greatness of ourselves and to become the greatest version of ourselves. It's going to require effort. It's going to require sacrifice. It's going to require commitment. And a lot of the time I find, as I said, the story in your head is greater than the task that you have to actually undertake. It is way bigger and way more complex in your head than if you actually just fucking sat down and did it. Way more. But two, because you've decided that it's this gigantic fucking thing in your head, and you've got this huge narrative going on about what is required and how you'll need the perfect scenario and how everything needs to be, all your ducks in a line to get there. You then often opt for the quick fix, the simple, no, not even the simple. Simple's not the right word. For the shortcut. You're looking for the easiest way through. 6-minute abs, or, transform your whole life in 90 days, or like all these kinds of things. You're looking for the shortcut. Look, I have stuff built into my program that are shorter term things, but you have to follow it up with the long-term option. You can't just do a 30, 60, 90-day program and then expect forever to be changed. To then go back to what you were doing and be like, just ended up back where I was. I wonder how the fuck that happened. No, that's not how it works. This is about making a commitment and changing who you are. And that's a daunting thing. We've spoken before about a fixed versus a growth mindset. People who have fixed mindsets are never going to get anywhere in life. It's just plain and simple. If you have a fixed mindset that you don't believe that you can learn, you can grow, you can develop, you can become a different person, you're fucked. Plain and simple. Because it means that you believe that what you were given by God, and that's it. There's nothing else. Well, that's a pretty shitty way to do it. No, you can learn and you can grow, you can expand and you can figure out new ways and you can change your belief systems and your subconscious programming and your patterns and your habits. You can change all of those. You are not a fucking tree at any point. You can grow the fuck up and become a different man. Not only is that plausible and doable, it's necessary. It is a requirement. If you aren't happy with your life, if your life isn't absolutely fucking perfect, then you need to grow and you need to adapt. That's just the reality of this situation. And I will be the first to put my hand up and say that I'm still fucking going through that journey. In fact, I expect to be going through that journey for the rest of my life. Because there is only growth or death. There is nothing in between. We are either progressing forward, making advances, changing, growing, developing, working on ourselves towards something better, or we're fucking dying. It might be slow and, in minute fashion, but that's what's fucking happening. And yet that's what the majority of people do. We talk about all the fucking time. They die at 25, just wait to be buried till they're 75. Because their life's fucking over. They're just existing. And what a sad fucking reality. Instead of being like, I need to go out and do something. I need to have meaning in my life. I need to keep working on myself and see who I can become and see how far I can take that. And the first pinnacle of that, the first principle that must be undertaken is your physical fitness. If you aren't in great fucking shape, you are leaving so much on the table. So much. You are leaving so much up to chance. And you need to do better. You need to be better. Not just for you. Not that it'd be nice to see what your physical potential is. Like Socrates says, it's a tragedy for a man to grow old without ever knowing the potential of his own body. You must go out and figure out what your potential could be. You must go out and see that. And look, I have made lots of mistakes with my health and fitness in my life. That's why I'm documenting 126 to greatness, why I'm documenting demanding greatness. Because I fucked it up more than a few times where I've built a reasonable physique, gotten comfortable, gotten lazy, and let it all fucking slip away. I am learning from my mistakes. And now at 33, I'm in the best shape of my fucking life. And I plan to keep aiming to do that every fucking year until I die. Is that possible? Probably fucking not. But I'm going to go out there and have a goddamn good crack at it and see, and just see what is going to be possible if I can keep pushing my limits every single day, every year, trying to get better and do better and push for more. I'd rather that and see where I end up than just be like, oh, well, fuck it, and I'll throw in the towel. I know people, lots of people my age who are like, well, we're 30, we're over the hill now. Why the fuck try? Why the fuck would you not? Even if we just go average life expectancy, you've got at least 50 years to go. That's a lot of fucking life to be like, it's going to be what it's going to be. My life is, my heydays are over. Why would I fucking try and be in good fucking shape? I don't know, because it's the thing, the pinnacle, the vehicle that delivers everything in your life. It's the thing that allows you to show the fuck up and be the best version of yourself. It's the thing that creates your energy and your drive forward and all those kinds of things. It's only mildly fucking important. Your health and your fitness is the greatest thing, the greatest gift that you have. And the second it's gone, you will regret with no uncertain terms that it is gone. I just don't get it. So stop allowing these stories to build up in your head. Stop allowing these stories to fester. And cut them down and actually just step into the arena and do the work. Most of the time, the second you start doing the work, all the stories fall away. All the things that you thought would happen, that would be too hard, that would be too much, disappear into the ether. Most of the time, all you've got to fucking do is just start. And as we know, starting is the hardest part, but it's the most important part. You know, it's the thing that nothing's going to happen until you do start. Nothing's going to change until you get into the arena. So you must begin the journey. You must actually get up off the couch and do something about it. And you'll find that everything in your life gets better after that moment. You'll find everything starts to improve when you start looking after your health and fitness. And I will say it as many times as it's necessary till it gets through that if you want to change your life, if you want everything in your life to get better, start by looking after your health and fitness. Health and fitness is the gateway drug to everything else. It builds discipline, it builds grit, it builds determination, it builds a sense of accomplishment. It teaches you about how important it is to do difficult things, how to push through when you're uncomfortable, how to find another gear, to realize that these things are motherfucking liar. That grey squishy substance in your cranium is a fucking liar. You are capable of so much more if you stopped convincing yourself that you weren't. You are able to achieve so much more if you just let yourself fucking do it. If you just overrode that bitch voice in your head and stepped up to the motherfucking plate and did the work. I think you would be honestly shocked and in awe at what you are capable of. It's really, I don't know how else to express it. You've just got to start. You've just got to keep going. And once you start, don't worry about too far down the track. Don't worry about all that. What you need to worry about is you win today. It's like being an addict. And I think it is an apt description that we are addicted to mediocrity. We are addicted to comfortability. We are addicted to easy in our life. So the easiest way to overcome that is to win one day at a fucking time. Like a fucking addict. You don't worry about being sober for the rest of your life. You worry about being sober for today. And so you do everything. You just focus on winning today. You face your adversity head on. You deliberately get uncomfortable and you keep pushing forward. And you just keep showing up and you win that day. You put an X on the calendar and you win the next day, and you put an X on the calendar and you win the next day and the next day and the next day. And soon enough you'll have a fucking chains of wins and you will be shocked at how far you've come. And then you can build on to the next thing. Then you can overcome the next hurdle. As I said, it's never going to end. This whole thing is never going to end. You just continually move on to the next thing that you're going to overcome, and the next thing you're going to overcome, and the next thing you're going to overcome. Because also, what else is the point of life if you aren't growing and taking on new challenges and seeing what you are capable of? But you're leaving your potential on the table by not entering the arena. You are leaving your potential on the table by not even starting. So ignore the stories in your head. Ignore all that shit. Count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Take a leap of faith and get the fuck on with it. Because once you start, you'll realize that all of that shit was in your head. It's that simple. So if you're ready, and I think you should be, then join Demanding Greatness. Let's enter the arena and let's see who you can become on the other side. Let's see who you can become by demanding greatness, by becoming the greatest version of yourself. All you got to do is click the link in my bio. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that's all it is. And then suddenly, everything in your life got better.